One story that I was forced to know better than any other story in the world.
Of mice and men.
CVCVLockdown was brought to you by
AQA.
I have a gun. Good evening and welcome to a very special episode of Cards vs. Crew vs. Lockdown. Today, we're going to be telling you a story that many young British kids know all too well, which is the story of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. Let us set the scene. It's the Great Depression in America, and our story begins with two individuals. George Milton, who is quite an intelligent individual, but a little bit uneducated, and Lenny Small, who is a bulky, strong man, but unfortunately has, well, a mental disability, which means that he sort of has the mind of a child in an adult's body. Due to a previous incident of Lenny grabbing a girl's skirt and not letting go in a previous town as the skirt was very soft, the two gentlemen have had to be relocated to a new farm. And unfortunately, upon arriving at the new farm after being hired as work hands, the problem starts where a young man called Curly, who is the boss's son, instantly takes a disliking to the pair, as one of them is very, very tall, and this very small man has a bit of a Napoleon complex. So let's have this very, very heated, dramatic scene of this small man squaring up to the big Lenny, and I've just realised we don't have a character list.
Yeah. I was wondering if you'd come up with it on your own.
Here it is, I found it, it's on the floor. We have Harry Potter, Professor X, Thor, Peter Griffin, Gollum, Porky Pig, Yoda, Sonic the Hedgehog, Optimus Prime, Shrek, Scooby-Doo, and Forrest Gump.
Oh, I see.
So, as we were, here is the first scene of the two men being confronted by the very small and very angry Curly. And Curly, I would like you to be played by Matt. I reckon you can convey anger very well as Thor. And I won't put Lenny in it for now. Let's have Martin as George, and if George could come as, who would be best for squaring up against Thor? Oh, the other man who can control lightning quite well, Yoda. Let's see that in action.
Hey, just want you to be aware, I'm in charge around here. I carry the hammer, I have a flowing cape. I am the big man in town.
In charge you are. See, we do. Small you are.
How dare you, have you know I'm the buffest on Asgard?
Yes.
Well, that will do.
Good.
So after that very heated discussion to start off the whole proceedings, we also find out that the wife of Thor, Curly, is very provocative, who the young and sort of aspiring Lenny instantly is a bit taken to. After that, they're all moved into the workhouse to meet their fellow workers, and one such worker is Candy, who is a very old man who only has one hand, and more importantly, a very loyal dog. And he's just had recently a litter of puppies, so one of the puppies he gives to Lenny, which is a very, very nice move. So let's have that scene, and let's have a goal to this scene. I want this scene to have the puppy being given over, but having the dream that the two main characters explained, so that Candy offers a starting sum of $350 to get their dream off the ground. So, Candy, I would like to be played by Meredith. If Candy could be Optimus Prime, please. George, I wasn't feeling Yoda, so Matt play George, but this time if you could do it as Porky Pig, and Martin for Lenny, the obvious choice here. Lenny should be Shrek.
I feel like Martin is the only person who knows who his character is. Right.
The only person who can't do a Scottish accent, so this is going to go great.
My casting decisions are always right.
No doubt.
Dog.
No doubt. Thanks.
Money for Dream.
Have you never seen an episode of Looney Tunes in your life?
No!
What? We're having words after this
It's a
episode.
pig!
Porky Pig is from Looney Tunes. He goes a bit. Oh, Jesus. Right, never mind. We're moving on. Very disappointed.
His name's Porky Pig. He either oinks or is dead.
Oh. Oh. Dear God. Right, sorry, we're moving on.
I'm an ogre.
He didn't say a thing.
Let's not dwell on that disaster. My God. Now that they've got this $350, which that last scene made so clear, George feels a lot more relaxed. And after that, Lenny is left to his own devices as George feels relaxed, and so he can take a bit of time off with the other ranch hands. Lenny wanders into the stable and sort of meets the other people who aren't so lucky as to go out. And well, upon petting his puppy in the stable, which he's just got, I'm going to skip quite a big portion of the book because we are short on time and I'm losing my sanity. He accidentally kills his puppy, and the wife of Curly, the man from the beginning, enters the room and begins sort of venting to Lenny about how her life hasn't gone the way that it should have gone. And for this touching scene, Lenny, the slow sort of thinking, quite large child, I would like to be played by Meredith, and if you could be Peter Griffin, please. Maybe not actually. No, actually, I'm going to retcon that. Maybe actually be Scooby Doo. That seems a lot more sensible. Martin, as you didn't get to experiment with that character, if you could be Sonic the Hedgehog and be Curly's wife, that would be extremely useful. Okay, vent your frustrations.
So nobody else goes literally anywhere near as fast as I am, and it's really, 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 really frustrating. Do you have any idea how frustrating it is when everyone is so? You're a dog, you must know.
Uh-oh.
Well, this was a constructive conversation. Gotta go fast. Goodbye.
Indeed, it was a constructive conversation. So constructive, in fact, that Curly's wife, Sonic, allows Scooby-Doo to play with his spines, and Scooby-Doo, not knowing his own strength, grips onto Sonic's spines a bit too hard, and one thing leads to another, and Sonic breaks Scooby-Doo's neck. Sensing trouble.
Wait, can we just clarify that Curly's wife just killed Lenny?
Scooby-Doo breaks Sonic's neck. Edit that in post, please. And sensing trouble, Lenny runs to the trouble spot where George told him to go in case there are any trouble. And George finds out what's happened and realizes that his dream of having a farm with Lenny and living happily ever after is all but sunk. And so, in this last rather touching scene, George has no choice but to put his friend Lenny down, to save Lenny face a life of torture and horror in either the jail system of the United States or indeed an asylum, which in those days was even worse. So, while he explains his dream with a gun pointed to the back of his head one last time, Lenny, played by Matt, with the character of Peter Griffin, will be comforted in his last moments by his friend, played by Meredith, who will of course be Forrest Gump.
Hey Forrest, we're gonna have a farm, and we're gonna have rabbits, multicolored rabbits, and hay and straw, and we're gonna farm the fields, and it's gonna be great. Right, Forrest? Right, Forrest?
Yes, it's gonna be great.
Can't wait.
You know what they say, life is like a box of chocolates. And we're gonna have chocolate.
I like chocolates.
Chocolates are good. Go look that way, see if you can see any chocolates.
Oh, so pretty.
And with happy thoughts of chocolate in his head, Forrest Gump puts a bullet into Peter Griffin's brain. Only Slim tells Peter Griffin that, no, he doesn't, because Peter Griffin's dead, tells Forrest Gump that he had to do it. And as the two walk away sadly, we draw the curtains on this rather sad story, and, well, let's be honest, they didn't live happily ever after. But we did! So, thank you very much for joining Cast Recruit Lockdown for another episode. Stay! And remember, everything is going to be okay. Have a time, and we will see you very soon. Bye now!
Bye.
Go away, bye.
Once we'd finished our GCSEs and like graduated or whatever, a couple of guys broke into one of the English classrooms and wrote "George shoots Lenny" on the first page of every single copy of Advice and Men they could get their hands on.
That's insane.